Previously on Dumbgeons and Dragons.
Grug, do you know where the Lonely Whip is?
We'll have to look around. Maybe something will jog my memory.
You enter the Lonely Whip. It smells like drunk. One man does stand out to you, though. A possible knight of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Hey, friend, what you drinking?
I'm sorry, I have to be going.
I try to stop him.
He manages to slide you off.
Fine, we're just gonna follow you then.
All right, well, my ride's leaving. I gotta go. Grug, you coming?
Oh yeah, yep.
You need to stop following me. And he pulls his great sword and runs at Thia. Donnie stings him, and he utters the single word, succubus.
All right, so we gotta kill this thing dead.
You crash in the door.
Demon! Demon!
Face me.
I think we better go in as well.
Everybody in their mind hears a voice. Your efforts have been thwarted time and time again by my helpers. You see a winged, beautiful creature.
And I say, listen here, bitch. I cast Sunbeam.
God damn it!
And then I'm gonna cast Lightning Bolt.
Her wings are fried and she drops to the ground, but she begins to phase out.
I raise up my hand in a prohibitive manner, and I say, "Halt!" And it doesn't work, and so I just get like a little bit sad and just kind of stare at my feet.
We know your plans. Did we kill the thing?
Yeah, what happened out here?
She ran scared.
Oh, she's got some plans against you. It's good, you're making enemies. It means you're doing something right, I think.
Grug steps back up to the stage and plays you a ditty on the way out as we fade out.
Don't you go?
Welcome to Dumbgeons and Dragons. We are a D&D 5th edition actual play podcast, and I'm your Dungeon Master, Russ Moore, and with me today is Tom Laird.
Oh, hey, that's me. Surprise second billing today. Usually it's Amy, but glad to be here, guys. I play Flint Firebeard.
Well, you were about to choose something, so I threw it to you.
It's true. It was great timing on your part.
Yep. And Carla Johnson.
That is me. I play Nulara Moonbrook.
And Amy Moore.
I can't believe I was replaced by Tom.
Yeah.
I play Thia Anastasia.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
No, Amy's all despondent now.
Why
I just don't feel as loved as I usually am.
I mix it up every now and again. You can't be second all the time.
Sometimes I could be first.
Whoa. Now we're getting to the heart of the matter. Now we're getting to the heart.
DM the second episode.
I don't want to. Give me your notes that I won't be able to read.
And no thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, Russ, if you had like clear printing, maybe it would be possible for someone else, but oh boy, that chicken scratch.
He's like, I want to make sure that no one can take over for me.
Well, it's not even just that. You know, it's the glance across the table at the book and see what's coming up. You know, you just want to avoid all of that if possible.
Are you calling me a cheater?
It sounded like he was calling you a cheater.
I didn't say it was an intentional glance. I merely said it was a glance.
Oh, I'm an accidental cheater.
Oh, boy.
I see how it is.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So with that note, we're on Patreon.
Russ is going to need money for a divorce lawyer.
Yeah,
so
Russ is definitely going to need to buy Amy something pretty epic.
What's that level that we should set that at? Russ and Amy get a divorce.
Oh, boy.
A certain level. Well, we can now, so that's the point, right? We can afford it.
Okay, then.
It's got dark real fast.
Yeah. This episode is dedicated to one of our lucky patrons, because that's what you get when you're a patron, is you get an episode dedicated to you. And this one about divorce talk goes to our good patron, Nathan Donahue.
Nathan.
Thanks, Nathan.
We'll try and make it a bit more upbeat from now on.
For
All
sure.
right.
And Nathan, I just want you to know it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
We love
It's not
everyone loves you
your
very
fault.
much.
Yep.
And we
It's
won't
nothing
stop
to do
loving
with
you.
There's nothing you could have done.
Yeah. So we're going to move right along from that. Patreon, patreon.com/dumbdragoncast if you want to go check it out for yourself. We have we rejigged the tiers there a little bit. So we've got some new things going on that you can go check out and get some great rewards, including Tom's one shot. That was pretty awesome. That just finished up last month. Timing of everything. Yep. And the new one that starts right now, probably, or soon hereafter. Dates dates are good. I didn't look at a calendar beforehand. But that
Also,
one...
there's 11 episodes of my quote-unquote one-shot. So.
Yeah, we can't call it a one-shot.
Episodes.
A one
No,
shot.
That's
Play
not
the
what I
tape
meant.
back, Russ. Play it back.
Oh, I know exactly what I said. Not a one shot, an 11 shot. Yeah.
Tom's
arc is what is the word I was looking for.
Yes, it was super fun. Hopefully, if you do sign up, you enjoy the hell out of it.
You will. I'm saying you will enjoy the hell
Carla's
out of it.
laying it down. You will enjoy it.
Yeah, so go check that out. We've got a new one starting up. Oh, fuck, I just looked at the calendar. We've got a new one. It's already started. We're playing Fate Core. We're an RPG podcast over there. Not just a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Doing new crazy things. So go check that out.
We know stuff.
We know all the things. Congratulations to the winner of the contest that we have running going on right now. We don't know who you are at this point of recording, but you will have...
Insert name here.
Exactly. You will have been announced on Twitter, though, and we would have contacted you. So congratulations. You won a
Fantastic
copy of Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes and a set of dice from Tabletop Loot.
And we think you're great.
And
That
we think
too.
you're great.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for playing along.
And everybody is great and awesome.
Yes.
All
Now
of
we're
those
getting
things.
to the love part of the podcast.
Right? Fuck it. Let's play D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom didn't talk over me this time. That was good.
It's got to keep you guessing.
It made me laugh a lot when I listened to the episode where I did do that.
You guys have just finished partying hard with your good friend Grug.
That was awesome.
And you wake up in your respective rooms. What are you doing there? Let's start with Nulara.
Well, big day today for me and for Donnie because I think things are about to get starting rolling. Big adventure wise,
Yeah,
dragon fighting wise, even more than they already, have been.
sure.
So, Donnie is going to put on his Collar of Evolution, which means he is no longer going to be a pseudo-dragon. He is going to be a gold dragon wormling, which means
Oh.
he is a straight-up badass.
You're gonna need a bigger backpack, I think.
Yeah, he definitely will not be backpack-sized anymore. He's very powerful and can do lots of cool things.
Wonderful.
To be announced. But I think this morning before we go kind of talk to the council and get things going, we'll eat some breakfast and I'll put that collar on him and he'll have his new flashy form for the rest of the adventure. So Donnie,
Yeah.
this is it. Are you ready? This is going to change a lot. Not who you are, deep down, but certainly appearance-wise and let's say strength-wise. Are you ready?
No, I've been feeling like I've been just like a big dragon in a little dragon shell here. So really, I think this is where we need to be. So yeah, hook me up. Hold on, I'm not gonna blow the roof off this place, am I?
I don't think so. I think you'll be okay. You're gonna have some new, let's say, breath-focused skills, so maybe try and keep that under control.
Well, I make no guarantees, but you know how it is. Sometimes you just have to use your breath.
That is the saying.
That is the saying. Okay, are you ready? Let's do this.
Let her rip.
Okay, so I come over to it, and he's so little. He's just like the size of like a cat right now.
Yeah, very tiny.
And I put on the collar, and he gets like big. Like, not dragon big, but like, I think medium-sized creature big, which is like way bigger than he was, right? Like, that's like human-sized.
Yeah.
He's like 10 times the size he was or something. It's
yeah,
pretty
Seems about
dramatic.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you put the collar on and like a magical energy swirls around him and he begins increasing in size and a golden shimmer comes from this energy and he, grows to about the size of a human and he's standing there and he says, "Holy shit! You got a mirror or something? I can see my beautiful self?"
I guess, is there like a mirror in the...
Sure, yeah, there's a mirror there.
Sure.
Or
Sure, I mean,
some, yeah.
Seems like Nulara's not like so into that, but I'm sure there's like mirror comes like standard issue in one of these kind of bunk kind of rooms, you know? Sure, there's a thing. So yeah, I guess I point towards the mirror and he like smoothly, I was gonna say waddles over, but that's insulting. He smoothly walks over like the cool, beautiful dude he is.
If you could put some like tuba music in the background as he waddles, Russ.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, he glides over and is like, you know what? I'm a damn fine good... I mean, I was good looking before as far as pseudo-dragons go, but whoo, doggy. Look out, lady dragons. Donnie's on the town. Flint, what are you doing as you wake up in your... you're probably not super hungover. You're a dwarf, but you know you're groggy from the night before.
Got a pretty hardy constitution. I bounce back quick.
Yep.
I take a look in the mirror and look at the blue dragon scales that are getting a little bit bigger on the old chest.
Yeah. You walk over and you look. You don't even really need a mirror or whatever you do. You see that they haven't grown much higher. They haven't grown much higher towards your neck, but they're beginning to spread down to your side.
Yeah, which is nice. They haven't grown up because I like to wear a deep V on occasion, so
Right.
It's real good that they haven't been creeping up there yet.
You hear Bort in your mind, and he's like, yeah, I know. I've been noticing you've been trying to get those deep V's, so I've been trying to hold it back as much as I can from that area.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, you see it's kind of grown around and it's starting to move around your right side, the rib cage there, and you even notice a little bit beginning to go kind of into your arm, like armpit, into your right bicep there. Bort says, we haven't told everybody yet. I know we've only, not been wearing underwear once, but I feel like the old difficulty level on that, keeping that one in the bag is wearing thin. My friend.
Yeah, I kind of figured when I saw more of the scales that was going to be the... Do you know how long, like, I have until we kind of, like, till this gets worse?
Again, not entirely sure how quickly the transformation summit's been very quick. You appear to have a much higher will to fight it than others. So I'd put us at a couple months tops for a complete transformation wherein I am you and you are me at this point.
I sure hope that my friends wrote down everything I need to fix this, because I can't remember it.
I'm sure if you asked your dungeon master nice enough, he would probably reiterate.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Sounds good. Do you do anything else? Maybe what do you do preparing, because you're going to meet the council next?
I would like to. Did I order some room service? Because that seems like something I would have done.
Sure. Yeah.
Excellent. What's the inn known for? What's its specialty?
Their specialty is eggs. Okay. Bacon.
Yeah.
Eggs.
Baconator Benedict.
Oh dear, I'm gonna need all the details on this Baconator Benedict.
Eggs, bacon, maybe not Baconator, eggs, Mega Bacon.
Is it because it's trademarked by Wendy's? We can't use it?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Eggs, Mega Baconadict.
Oh dear, this sounds deadly.
Yeah, so it's got your standard, maybe it's a scone we got going on the bottom there. Nice scone, layer of bacon cross-hatched. Naturally, a perfectly poached egg to your liking, soft, medium, or firm.
Medium all the way.
There you go. And then topped with the house specialty hollandaise and a sprinkle of chive.
Oh, it's a delightful twist.
Isn't it?
And as I power through this, whatever you said it was, I can't remember the name now because I'm fixated on the other word that's trademarked.
Eggs, Mega Baconadict.
I look in the mirror and I say, well, if the scales won't kill me, this sure will. And I pound it on back.
Here. Save one of those for me when we swapsies.
Will do, bud.
So Thia, your next stop is likely the council. Everybody's just kind of getting ready for the day. What does Thia do?
Thea wakes up and rolls over, and all fluffy next to her is her big owl Guacamole. At some drunken point last night, she called Guacamole out. And they snuggle buddied it up.
Yep.
Yeah, she woke up in a fluff of white feathers, and she looks over beside the side of the bed, and there are empty mugs of ale on her side, and like a whole lot of dead mice and a couple dead rabbits on the side of Guacamole's bed, and she kind of makes a face, but scratches Guacamole's belly, and it lets out a little owl trill or hoot or whatever happy owls make. Yeah, kind of like that. I
Sure,
think
yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
And Thea kind of rolls over, but Guacamole is like super smart and kind of looks out and sees that the sun is rising and kind of nudges Thea. And I'm like, she's like, oh no, there's 5 more minutes. And I get nudged out of the bed and start to get dressed for the day.
You get dressed and all up and ready, and do you transform Guacamole back, or is she staying around?
She's gonna walk around behind me for a little while.
Okay. Giant owls can fit through doors.
Totally.
Good.
Can they?
Sure.
Can they?
Absolutely they can. And you head down the stairs, and you're out front of the building, and you see Nulara and Flint are standing outside, and behind Nulara is not giant, but you would expect to see Donnie, so therefore a giant gold dragon wormling standing behind her.
Thea kind of skips up with Guacamole following close behind. Who's your handsome buddy?
Hey, it's me.
Donnie?
Donnie? Yeah. Yeah, you didn't recognize the eyes?
I look close into his eyes and yes, that is you, Donnie. What? Oh, you put your fancy collar on. Because I remember, because I was there when he got it.
Yeah, I did.
I was going to be like, where did you get that? No. That's amazing. Does he still maintain his, telepathicness? Obviously.
He does, I assume, just because that's who he is. But he also now can speak Draconic, which I believe you also speak.
Oh, I speak a little Draconic.
He says,
No, Draconic doesn't sound like that.
Yeah, Russ, jeez, get it together.
Amy speaks it.
But I don't want to right now.
And Flint is just walking around, in awe, looking at Donnie, over from every angle, and just, looking back at Nulara, and then back at Donnie, and back at Nulara. He's just blown away by this.
Guacamole hops up to Donnie. Are they similar in size now?
Guacamole's probably still bigger.
She gives him a nuzzle
Yeah.
anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
She knew.
What do you do?
I think we need to go and alert the council about this fucking messed up succubus bitch, as well as what we think might be happening with those. She might be connected to those murder-suicides. I'm not sure.
You're fairly certain that she is the cause of the murder.
Okay, good. Well, we should go and tell someone of authority about that, and maybe they can do something.
And we haven't talked to them, since we talked to the dragons, right?
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah, the last time you went there, it was before the dragons and before the Misty Forest. So that was the last kind of set out and due point that you would have talked to any of them. You all head to the council. Do you head right to the council chambers? Do you go try and check in with Leosin? Where do you go?
I don't know, it might seem like a professional courtesy to go check in with him.
You walk by Leosin's chambers. The door is open, and you poke your head in there, and he's seated at his desk, looking down, scrawling some notes into a big ledger that he has there. He doesn't notice you kind of step up there.
Can we do a real cool guy knock on the door?
Yeah, how does it sound?
I love that that's your
Classic.
cool guy
That's-
knock.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the coolest guy
timeless.
knock. Yeah.
Right?
He looks up. He has he has a tired look on his face. He's been dealing with a lot of stuff, perhaps. But he smiles a little bit when he sees you, and he says, "Good to see you, my friends. It's been a while since your last visit, a couple weeks. I don't even know. So much has happened. You've dealt with the Misty Forest and the Dragon Council?
Yes. Yep. We checked both those off our list. It was a good time.
And you have a large dragon and owl behind you. Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
This is
You're
just
not
Donnie.
hallucinating.
Oh,
This is just Donnie.
really?
New and improved.
Yeah, it's just me, bud. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're not worried about it, I'm not worried about it. It's okay. Everybody is actually in the council right now. I don't know where to start with the news that we have going on. The cult of the dragon has been expanding rapidly. Everyone is hesitant to move forward until you returned. So, thankfully, you've returned today, and hopefully can light some fires under their butts, so to speak.
I love lighting fire.
I knew you do. That's why I used that one. It's for you.
You know me so well, Leosin.
I can walk you down there if you like, or if you have any questions for me prior, please ask.
You get enough sleep, buddy?
No. When the cult of the dragon is trying to take over the world, it makes it kind of difficult to get a good night's rest.
You should really work on that. It's important. You know, you take care of you so you can take care of others.
Of course. I will take that into consideration tonight.
All right.
Thank you.
Is there anyone that's going to give us any pushback on the council these days?
The last time you were here, everyone seemed to have their own opinion. This time, I feel like you will be more in the driver's seat.
So you have not heard us speak publicly for a while then.
They will have information for you as to what has been going on and possibly where to send you next, but I think they're more concerned with the reinforcements from the Dragon Council, if that has gone well, and what of the Misty Forest.
All right, let's drop some news bombs on these peeps. Let's go.
He leads you down the hallway that you've walked down a few times, and normally the doors are closed and you hear like a rumble of argument and chaos behind these doors, at least the last time you came. This time, the doors are open a crack, and it seems quiet. Like it seems almost silent. You hear a few stirs of chairs, and you enter, and beyond the doors, you see the council all seemingly silent in thought, kind of looking off into different corners and not entirely all there, but Leosin makes a little rap on the door, and everybody
Well, this is a story.
does a cool guy knock like Flint does.
Yeah.
Everyone, as if jarred from whatever stupor they were in, look up, and you see a bit of relief wash over their face as you enter the room. Leosin makes the announcement that you have all returned and have news from the previous missions that you were sent on, and says, I will leave you to it. If you need anything from me before you leave, please swing on by. And Lady Laryl Silverhand ushers you to, they sit at some empty chairs at the table there, and she says, Dear adventurers, it is good to see you back. What can you tell us of your journeys?
We went to the Misty Forest and we found Narenvain. Is King Melandric there?
Yes, King Melandric is there, and he sits up and he says, yes, you found my son?
Oh yeah, I don't know if you want to call him that anymore. What? That bastard's riding around on a green dragon destroying elven villages.
You see a rage well up inside. And he was angry the last time with just about everybody who was in the room. But this time you see just this silent, seething anger. And his pale complexion grows a bright, fiery red. And he says, so he's with the cult of the dragon?
Yes.
I mean, to be 100% honest with you, I'm not sure if he's with the cult or not, but he's definitely with a dragon named Kuth, and they're laying some shit down on people.
Oh, I have a journal.
Go for it.
Okay, I pull out of my regular bag, not of holding, but it does hold things.
Yep.
My bag of hold things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I walk over to King Melandric and I place the journal in front of him. And I say, do not take our word for it. See for yourself. Read for yourself.
Sure.
Take a look at this.
Check this out.
You see him hold his hand on the book and then skim past a few pages. And he, as you look, you see some of the pages that you have read where he's mentioned that, in fact, the dragon mask that he had is at the Well of the Dragons. And that the Cult of the Dragon steps towards becoming the power that it needs to be, the pieces are being put into place. And the red in his face begins to fade to more of an ashen gray. And he just looks sick.
I tentatively and then firmly lay a hand on his shoulder and I say, I'm sorry.
It is not your fault. Thank you, though. My son disappeared. Let's be honest. He was exiled a long time ago. He didn't disappear.
Yeah, we kind of figured.
But this... And you see him flip past more pages talking about King Melandric and how he's thought less upon by Naren Vane and how he's a poor old man. You see different phrases skim by and how he's going to be taught a lesson. And he shakes his head and slams the book shut and he says, I could not have seen this coming. And I mean, there were signs that he was not all we expected of him, but we hoped for more. Hey there, I'm your Dungeon Master, Russ Moore. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 45 of Dumbgeons and Dragons, titled The Perception of the Guild. First, we just want to say a huge congratulations to Cat Waterflame, who won the Dumbgeons & Dragons 20k giveaway and is being sent a copy of Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes and a set of sweet rolls-only 20s dice from Tabletop Loot. Okay, they may not roll only 20s, but they look really nice. We'll make sure everything is in the mail this week, Kat, so it should be to you soon. If you didn't win, we just want to say thank you so much for playing. We had a ton of entries from people all over the world who listen to the show. We really appreciate every single one of you. We will be kicking off another contest in the very near future with our friends from Pop Culture Wars. Details about that coming very soon. And speaking of Pop Culture Wars, they are an online pop culture merchandise retailer specializing in great products at awesome prices and even more amazing service. I was just talking with them recently and they said that they're in the process of adding a bunch of new styles and designs to the shop in the very near future. So keep an eye out for that so you can support a fellow online creator of amazing wardrobes. And when you do go visit the website, popculturewars.com, that's with a Z or a Z, don't forget to use our discount code, DUMBDRAGON, all uppercase at checkout to get 10% off your next order. Plus, with free shipping to the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and UK on orders of 5 kilograms or 11 pounds, you really can't beat the deals on some super fun t-shirts, hoodies, and a whole lot more. Again, that's popculturewars with a Z or a Z.com. If you haven't checked out our Patreon community recently, I invite you to go give it a look today, as we've added a ton of new ongoing content for our patrons, switched up some of the tiers, and added new goals to work towards as a community. A big congratulations to our patron Nathan Donahue, who won our second goal giveaway, which was 2 D&D 5e books of Nathan's choosing, which have been shipped directly to him all the way in Australia. Now, Nathan chose to keep it a surprise as to what we were sending him, but we'll make sure he posts them online when they arrive so everyone can participate in the fun. Let's just say they'll add a whole ton of new stuff to Nathan's games, and they are 2 of my favorite books right now for planning. So if you can and you want to directly support the show, just visit patreon.com/dumbdragoncast and you can see all the tiers and rewards, and we really hope to see you over there. If you can't support us on Patreon, we totally understand and definitely don't want anyone to feel left out. We get it. If you like what we're doing and you want to support us in other ways, the best way to do that is to share a link to the show and talk about us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which is where you can link your friends, family, or random internet folks that you meet and chat with every day. Word of mouth is really one of the greatest ways to get the show out to the masses, so thank you for doing that. Speaking of which, all of our social media links can be found at dumbdragons.com, so go check out the website and join, follow, or like where you can today. And thanks to Syrinscape for some of the amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com to bring your games to life. Links for everything mentioned today can be found in the description below. The next episode will be out July 25th. It's time to get back to the council session, though, and figure out what is happening and where the adventures could be off to next. Have a great week. We'll talk soon. Lady Laurel Silverhand, she pipes up and she says, I'm sorry, you have ridded the misty forest of Kuth and Narenvain?
Well, we drove them out of Kuth's lair. We're not sure where they are now.
They were too strong for us to defeat. Even with the help of Delane and Laska, they were too powerful for us.
Yes, Delane has been seen back in the city. He has not yet returned to the council. We weren't sure why, but that could have something to do with it. Perhaps he himself is on the hunt? I don't know. I guess the more pressing matter, the Dragon Council. What of your meeting with the Council of the Metallic Dragons?
Do you want the short answer or the long answer?
Well, I guess will they help us?
They will, but they've made demands that will need to be met before they will help.
And if I may say, they are not unreasonable demands.
What are their demands? And you see some of the other members kind of stirring in their seats a little bit.
Reparations, for the most part. People of our kind have been not kind to them. Our history is terrible, but the elven history specifically and what we have done to the dragon kind is inexcusable. However, they are willing to help us if a formal apology is given from you, King Melandric.
From me? For what?
For what she just said. Listen to her.
Jesus Christ, right?
The Drakorg mythal, all dragons made, agitated, and turned to beasts. That was the gold dragon Protanther that is looking for this apology.
And if we give this apology, they will help us.
The gold dragons will help us.
Just the gold.
This is the demand from the gold dragons. And I think an apology for the help that they can give us is a very, very small price to pay.
You're right. We pressed our luck long enough against the cult of the dragon, and we need all the help we can get. I will give them their apology. I will make arrangements and do so.
Thank you.
You look around the room, and this is the fullest the room has ever been. There are a couple new faces in the room as well. You look to the right of Lord Daggle Neverember, and you see a female tiefling sitting quietly to his right, who you remember seeing at the very first council session you were ever at, and she was very similar, sitting quietly to herself. You also see the ambassador from Mithril Hall, Ambassador Conrad Bronnenville, sitting at the table, and he hasn't been to any council sessions prior to this one. Also in this room, you see another new face, an older man dressed in very luxurious robes. Delane is not there, but Remelia Haventree of the Harpers is there. Onthar Froome is there. And then the rest of the Lord's Alliance is also there. King Melandric, Sir Isteval, and everybody else who you already know. Lady Laurel Silverhand, and that's all.
Is that dwarf that's there by incredible dwarven coincidence, happen to be the one that Flint knows from Mithril Hall? So that'd be amazing.
I do believe so.
I mean, yeah, that's the one. He is the ambassador.
Good old Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh? I love that guy.
Shakespearean.
He's good in everything.
Very good.
Flint turns toward Conrad Bonneville, and he says, the Silver Dragons agreed to help us if we're able to get back something of theirs.
And he's not really kind of looking at you directly, but turns when nobody else responds, and you mean us?
Yeah, Bonneville, I'm talking to you.
Keep up.
Over
Like,
here.
over here, bud. Over here.
All right. Yeah. What? Okay. What do we got? We got gold. We got.
It's not quite anything like that. The Silver Dragon Oterelia Carnos. Well, turns out we didn't treat her niece so well. We kind of killed her and made her into a suit of armor, and they're not very happy about that. But they're willing to help us and let some bygones be bygones if we're able to return the armor to them.
Yeah, we made a suit of armor out of a dragon, and they got a problem with that. Look, I mean, we only killed dragons if they were mucking with our stuff.
I don't think they're too concerned about why it happened, just that it did happen. But they're willing to forgive provided we return the armor.
And you see kind of every other person in the room look to Bonneville with a look of like, just shut up and do it. And he takes the hint and he's like, all right, we got to return the armor and say we're sorry. Okay. And then we're good. That's it. We're good.
Oterelia Carnos said we'll be good after that.
All right. Yeah, I can make that happen. Silver Dragon armor. Yeah, I'm not going to be happy to see that one go. But okay, I get it.
There were, of course, 3 other dragons at the council. The good news is one has made no further demands of us.
That's
good news first.
Much easier to deal with.
First. Yeah. Couple things though that, are still being looked for, and this is more perhaps to everyone, not specifically to one race, but the brass dragon, Eleuthera, they'd like the masks returned. When the battle is done and we've defeated the cult, they want those dragon masks back.
There's a bit of silence over the whole room as you say that, and Lady Silverhand, she speaks up first and she says, we need to win first before we can deal with who is to deal with the masks. If we are successful, then there's room to bargain with them for perhaps protection from these masks ever again.
I don't really think it was negotiable.
I don't think it was negotiable, nor was it made as a threat. They don't want the masks back to harm us. They could harm us whenever they want. They want the masks back because they belong to dragons, and we've taken them.
Of course. I see no issue in working with them to make sure they're kept safe, and it could even be in their hands. So yes, we will make that concession, so long as we receive the protection of the metallic dragons, which we desperately need at this point.
And our final demand we've been asked to return to you with comes from the copper dragon Tasmakala, who wants our promise that this will be the only time we call upon them. They will fight with us for one war, but only one war. They don't want to start a a series of never-ending conflicts. This is it. They will fight. They will help us defeat the cult. And then that's it.
Well, honestly, I hope it never gets to a point where we need to call on them. So, yes. We will deal with this one instance, and that will be that. We will go our separate ways.
Flint shoots a look at Nulara, and he's kind of like, hey, like, I think we're fucking doing this.
And you look around the room, and you kind of see some people are less happy about the arrangements that have been made, but nobody seems to be jumping up to say, hey, we shouldn't fucking do this. Everybody seems to be in agreement that what needs to happen are these things to make sure that they have the metallic dragons on their side. You, at this point, seemingly have sold them on the metallic dragons' demands, so to speak, for lack of a better term.
Perfect.
Lady Silverhand, with that, speaks up and says, we will make sure that arrangements are made to return the items that they are in need of, and to make sure all things have been met. And have you, in your travels, have you seen much resistance from the cult? Have you seen or heard tales of what we've been hearing? Like, they've been expanding, is what we've been hearing, and the amount of people showing up in Waterdeep and in Baldur's Gate and even farther north up into Neverwinter, it doesn't sound like it's looking good.
Well, we just got back to town last night, and it seems like shit's pretty bad here in town.
Also, we did hear from a bard about some local resistance cells that are cropping up here and there, so that's at least somewhat promising.
She says, yes. And she reaches into a sash and pulls out a piece of parchment and lays it on the table. And on the table is a symbol of a sword and an axe crossed with the eyes of an owl over top. And she says, is this what you speak of?
Yeah, that's the symbol we were shown.
This is many people's, from what I gather, many people's symbol of hope now. And it would take a blind person not to see it, but you three are that symbol. How does that rest with you?
Oh, well, I feel good about it. I do. I mean, were we qualified when we took this job? No.
That is an understatement and a half.
Are we qualified now?
Still no.
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 But this war isn't going to be won by a select few. It has to be won with everyone coming together. And if they need a symbol in order to do that, well then, fuck yeah. I'm into being that part of that symbol.
And you all are of this belief and stance?
I think Thia's right. Symbols are powerful and important. It doesn't matter that we are perhaps not the heroes that people think we are. If it motivates them to help and to fight, then that's enough.
And Flint clasps Thia on the shoulder and he says, yeah, she pretty much nailed it. I feel that way too.
Guacamole kind of wanders over and looks at the piece of paper and sees the owl eye staring back at her and looks at me and looks at the paper and looks at me. I just pet her.
In her head, she's like, I'm the one saving the world.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
She's like, I don't know why my eyes are on here. You never let me out.
With that, the doors to the council chambers burst open. And followed by two guards, a young squire come rushing in. And he's waving a piece of paper and he's very out of breath. And he says, I come with news of stopping the cult of the dragon.
Don't lick.
Russ, control yourself.
It's not me. It's the surgery dog.
I will put a
poor
cone on
Paisley.
you.
Remember what Bort sounds like? He's probably just some sort of old man.
The default Russ voice.
You see the council all seated around the large table, and they are all snoring, as if you heard the dog there.
So loud. Well, let's start at the beginning, I guess, which is
So we went to Russ and Amy's to play D&D the first time, and that was, like,
Go now.
that was what, like
many.
3 to 4 years.
It's a while ago.
Yeah.
mistakes were made, and now we're here.
Good. Paisley, stop crying. Jeepers. What's your problem?
Jeepers.
Jeepers creepers.
I took her hump toy away, so you know.
Oh, Russ.
I don't like to edit out humping.
That's gotta go with the bloopers at the end.
Right?
You gotta see this.
In
So many
a
different ways
book,
to say it.
Reading Rainbow.
They will come for you. You cut that out.
I will cut that out.
That's
that
true. They
shit
came
out.
for Geordie LaForge, and he used to be the host of that show.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nope, screwed her name up.
Oh.
Oh my god, I can't say this name. Say it one more time, Russ.
Oterelia Carnos. You just got to say it once.